It takes money to hire people. It takes money for the ramp up period to train people, and it takes money to boost up your ads. It's like everything is kind of risky.
The thing that you're avoiding doing is probably like the really hard, like that obstacle. But the thing you're avoiding doing is probably the thing that's going to get you to where you're trying to go.
If I have a massive job that comes up, I have multiple lines of credit that are fantastic rates. I am pulling from a line of credit and I will repay that, but my money is now staunchly my money. I'm not putting my family at risk. I'm not pulling from my savings account. I am utilizing outside resources, even if it costs me a percentage, to maintain my comfortability.
What's going on, guys? Lucas Jensen here with the Forward Thinking Podcast. Today, I got Mr. Ryan Ezzell from Paint Pro LLC, but also Ryan's recently begun a new venture that I'm really excited to tell you guys about. So Ryan was on one of our podcasts about, 5 to 10 episodes ago, and he was getting so much amazing feedback. And we were getting so much amazing feedback because Ryan's probably one of my favorite case studies at Forward Media, like honestly of all time. So I'll kind of dive into a little bit, and then, Ryan, I'll let you introduce yourself. But basically, Ryan grew his painting business from about $16,000 total. Was that in 2023?
Yep.
Yeah. To $16,000 total to hitting over 400K months this year. So Ryan is a freaking beast. Like, he's an absolute dog, and he's a genuine dude. He's a man of God. It's just all around great guy. One of my all-time favorite case studies. But I'm excited to talk about kind of this next chapter in your life, Ryan, because I think so many people listening are gonna really resonate with it and find a lot of value in it. So yeah, man, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah. So thanks for the introduction there. But it's amazing to recap what we have done, with Paint Pro. And again, I've said it a million times. We followed the direction that we felt God was pushing us in. And I also think now, looking back, the reasons that we did this stuff is for freedom, to kind of have a different path than the ones that I maybe saw other people take in, or things that I didn't really see as that palatable, And so I think that is what we started for. And I think that's now finally what we're seeing. And we did grow very quickly. And obviously you are the major factor that allowed us to grow so fast. But it's been incredible, man. And, just talking a little bit on that, it's like doing the hard part in the beginning, which is the training, which is putting out the ads, getting the sales rep, putting out the ads, getting the project manager, getting the back end office administration. That stuff is the hard part, but it pays off massive dividends whenever you start to see the fruits of everything that you've done. It's like, wow, I actually have, some freedom now.
Yeah, man. I was running a coaching call yesterday, and I was saying that the thing that you're avoiding doing is probably the really hard, like that obstacle, right? But the thing you're avoiding doing is probably the thing that's going to get you to where you're trying to go. So, whether that's launching the ad, filming the video, launching the ad, bringing on that sales rep, pouring into your team, like all that stuff is extremely hard, but like the dividends and the payouts, that's going to get you to where you want to go. So sometimes you just got to make that jump. And dude, that's something that I love so much about your story is, man, you do everything with faith. Like you pull the trigger with faith, and it's just like, it's incredible to see your growth. And I know we were just talking a little bit about before the podcast about how this kind of affected the personal life as well as the professional. But man, it's just incredible to see all of your growth. And man, I know that kind of leads us to our next step here, which is talking about this next little venture and this next chapter here for you. So, man, tell me about how 2025 has been going. I know like you had that 400K month and you're just like on fire. But then you've also run into a little bit of pain points.
Yeah.
That's kind of what's led us to this next little chapter in your life. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So, start of 2024, we had 3 of our largest months ever. We had like 250, 280, 400. And then since then we've exceeded $300,000 months every month. So things are going fantastic in the Paint Pro world. I will tell you that the only reason that is because of the people we have inside. Like our sales estimators, my brother-in-law, Austin, Jeremy, my project manager, Kaya, my office administrator, Eva, who handles all leads, inbound calls, they are exceptional. They love my business as if it's their own, and that's the reason that we're in such a great place. Lucas, our other estimator, he's newer, but he's fantastic. But all that to say, you know, at the end of, let's see, I guess around the time that we were experiencing all this incredible growth, we did have some really unfortunate things happen. We had a slow and steady theft that had occurred for months. So we had somehow someone had linked a Venmo to my account and routing information and were slowly taking thousands of dollars every week. And it sounds like, well, how did you not catch that? Inside of a business that's doing, let's say, a couple 100,000 all the way up to, 4+ 100,000, you are doing so much purchasing with products and materials and payroll, and it is difficult to keep track of everything. Now, luckily, we hired a CPA firm to really get dialed in on our finances. And he called me one day and he was like, "Hey man, like what are all these charges from Venmo? You gotta tell me so I can reconcile these purchases." I told him, "I don't pay anybody through Venmo. This is a mistake." He brought me in, he showed me all these paperwork, we start sourcing it, and sure enough, man, somebody was stealing between 2 months, $17,000, and then over the course of the next month, through another means, they stole, in total, about $27,000 from us. So in that time, we are in an explosive growth, and if for the first time you're experiencing explosive growth, it is very hard to differentiate what is my money and what is the company's money. And what I mean by that is there is a weird middle ground that can last 30 to 45 days where you think that money that is profit is actually not profit. It is materials, it is labor, it is, you can get in a bad position by thinking, "Oh my gosh, man." And as a new entrepreneur, it's like, "Hey man, we got all this money flowing in. Let's spend it on things that we've been wanting to do for a long time." And then all of a sudden you realize, just because I get a deposit, well, we're booked out for 6 weeks. That deposit is going towards obviously future material costs, labor costs, all this kind of stuff. So with that alongside with the theft, we start having cash flow issues. And I'm like, "Well, hang on a second. Like this is impossible. If you look at the numbers, it doesn't make sense." So we got into a bit of a I mean, I had a conversation with you like, "Hey man, like is our money going where it needs to go? Is our ROI right?" I had a conversation with all marketing. And I had some people that were saying, "Dude, you're not in a good spot." Well, little did we know we're getting robbed on a weekly basis. Um, with all that being said, the first year and a half, 2 years in business, the bank would not even look at me for any kind of financial cash injection, any kind of growth expansion money, no lines of credit. I had, decent credit. My business was obviously doing, 1.5 million the first year, 3.5 million total like into this account, but they see startup businesses as very high risk. So there was no opportunity for me to go and get any kind of funding from them. And little did I know that I was exceptionally qualified in the right lender's eyes. So there are lending institutions out there that they look at me as super high revenue on a monthly basis, no past loans, fantastic payback history with our like Sherwin-Williams and some product accounts. And so, it was at the perfect time I was introduced to a untraditional institution that lent me money at the beginning of the year. And we were able to, I know you can attest to this, where everybody else was scaling back. Even, some of my coaches were saying, "Look, we don't bolster ad spend in the winter. We pull it back." We did the complete opposite. In the month of January, we upped our ad spend to $15,000. And we were obviously able to do this because, we got this cash injection. 15,000 January, 15,000 February, 15,000 March. And while everybody else was having slow months and, scaling back, we were blowing the roof off this thing. Our production was fantastic. We put the money to revenue generating activity. I will say that. And that is the backdrop on everything we're going to talk about. If I would have gotten that money and done what, I hate to say it, but a lot of business owners do, let's go get a new truck. Let's wrap it. Let's get all new cars for the sales guys. Let's get a building. We got to have a building. We got to put sign frontage out. It's like, that is all fantastic in the right time. But if you take a capital injection or business expansion funding, you have to put it towards the right things, or you can get put in a bad position. Luckily, we put it all in the right position. It over quadrupled, almost 5x our running pace the first 3 months of the year. And now, obviously, we've done millions this year, and that paid off tenfold. I will also tell you that if we wouldn't have done it right when we did it, we would have never gotten what we needed.
Mhm.
Most people search for funding when it's a little bit too late, when they're already kind of in a bad position. So it's like, if your revenue's starting to dip, if your production's starting to slow down, then it is difficult to make an argument in the banks of or in the eyes of an institution.
Yeah.
So during that time, though, I will say it was very hard to find reliable sources, institutions that would borrow. It was very hard to find honesty, and like ethics in the financial industry. And some people told me some things that weren't true. And it's a ferocious world, the finance world. So I got into some stuff, and I'm digging around, and the loan that they got me wasn't exactly what they told me it was going to be. And all in all, it worked out. We paid it back in exactly the terms. But I just thought, like, man, there has got to be an ethical solution out there that will get people what is best for them. And there wasn't really something that that is kind of the go-to source. So I saw it, and not to mention, during this time, I kind of fell in love with the game. It was very fast paced, and it was kind of exhilarating. It's like the guy who I was dealing with was not very well educated in the matter, so I kind of jumped in as like a business owner, and I was like, "Look, dude, like let's get this thing done. Let's send it, here and here." And I kind of helped the lender kind of help me out. But I just kind of fell in love with the game at that point. And I told that guy on the phone, I was like, dude, I think I'm going to start a lending company. I think I'm going to start a brokerage firm. He was like, yeah, whatever. People say that all the time. A couple months later, I called him. I was like, hey, man, I started a firm. Um, so that is the basis of everything we're doing. Well, this is the ethical solution. We're going to tell you exactly what you're getting right up front. And we also provide coaching to help manage the funding that we've gotten you. So we feel it is very important. I'm putting my name on the line. I'm putting my reputation on the line. I ask that you help me just manage some of, let's say, the first 4 weeks. Let's have a quick meeting on Monday. How's your cash flow looking? We implement certain things if you haven't already implemented. It's almost like mandatory. It's like, what does your Google SEO look like? What is your website like? Have you spent the money to have the proper SEO input? Have you spent the money to have the proper Facebook advertising? How professional are you? So all revenue generating activity, we try to check those boxes, because as you know, when you put money into those things, it's very hard not to get your ROI out of it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
we do have you set aside money to kind of cushion the next 4 or 5 weeks of payments. Just kind of take the pressure off, and let's manage these funds correctly. And I mean, dude, we've had tremendous success results. It's been awesome to see companies that are kind of stuck at this point, or it's always like the same point too. It's like $1 million, $1 million a year, and they're doing all the work, and they're so scared to take that next step, because they do relinquish control of their business in some form. You're relying on somebody else to do that specific role, and it takes money, dude. It takes money to hire people. It takes money for the ramp up period to train people, and it takes money to boost up your ads. It's like everything is kind of risky, you know? But I will say the financial game, it is like it's like Monopoly, you know? If you don't know the rules of the game, you can't win. I didn't know the rules of the game, but there are certain people out there that just they like to run the board and they'll just play it and they'll just try to stay out of jail and collect a paycheck and keep running it. They'll never, buy the properties or invest in the businesses they run themselves. And that's how you win the game. So, Nationwide was built to provide the finances and the proper education to take your business to the next level and also to help those people that are really struggling, let's say even just to make payroll, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, man. I mean, dude, pulling it back a little bit, like, I think that you experienced not just one robbery, but if I'm not mistaken, it was two robberies, right? Like over two accounts, over I think it was a course of 6 months. You had north of $30,000 taken from your account, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and dude, the only way that you were able to come to terms with that was, or realize with that, not come to terms with that, is through a CPA, right? Like a bookkeeper, someone to like go through all the books and reconcile everything. And I know that that's a big piece of the puzzle too, right? Of like, if you don't have proper like accounting or CPA or P&Ls and things like that, you're not going to be able to get funding because there's no actual data behind it.
That's exactly right.
So number one, having like an accountant, bookkeeper, CPA, whatever. Number one, that's going to be able to show you the health of your business and you'll be able to know where you're pacing. But number two, it's going to help you be able to do a lot bigger things as well, right? Purchasing, acquiring assets, going into all that stuff. So I think if anyone's looking for funding as well, they need their actual like P&Ls, balance sheets, all that kind of stuff, right?
It's a great point. It was on my next points to hit. We take on clients that are not ready for funding as well. And it's exactly what you're saying. If you don't have a profit and loss statement, if you don't have a accounts receivables ledger, if you don't have a business bank account where all of your deposits are going, every single one of them, then in the bank's eyes, we call it the dance. You got to get ready to dance with the lenders, right? If you show up to the dance and you're desperate and you're begging everybody to dance, they smell it. They can see that you're shopping banks. They can see that you're shopping institutions. It's like an open book on the back world of lending. And so if you show up to the dance and you are very well equipped, everybody's going to want to dance with you, you know? It's like you're not begging anybody. So we value the people that are not qualified and that we train just as much as the people that come in and are overqualified, you know? So you're exactly right, man. You have to build your business in the eyes of what is palatable to a bank. You know, they want to see you have a real business. They want to see that you're of some sort, not only for lending side, but if you want to purchase a house, you have to show income. And there's a lot of things that it's very simple, but something like Gusto, it's like, that's what we use. It's just very easy. And we go through and then QuickBooks, you know, QuickBooks almost manages your books for you. After a certain while, it'll start to see, it'll pick up like Sherwin-Williams. That's materials. It'll automatically kind of AI your books and take care of a lot of that stuff for you. And then there's also a feature that is a profit and loss feature inside of QuickBooks. You show that to a bank, it's like, okay, they're legitimate. They have their eye on the business, you know?
Hey, real quick, before we get back into the video, if you are running a painting, an epoxy, or a concrete coating business and you're saying to yourself right now, Lucas, I am done playing it small. Lucas, I am hungry and I'm ready to grow and I'm ready to scale my business this year, then listen up. If you want my team and I to help you fix that, if you want more qualified leads into your sales pipeline, if you want more high intent appointments into your sales calendar, and if you want more high ticket jobs, shoot me a quick text at 602-833-5079, and I will personally reach out and set up a game plan to help you turn your yearly revenue into your monthly revenue and help you dominate and scale your business right now. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. I appreciate you tuning in, and I look forward to helping you scale your business this year. Let's go. Yeah. Dude, that scares the crap out of me, man. Like a theft, And like that, dude, that genuinely scares me.
Oh, not to mention theft. Not to mention theft. We are in active litigation with customers that just decided we're not paying you on the back end. So that is another thing. When you're doing large scale, it's to be expected, right? But, we have jobs. We have done an exceptional job. I mean, we have only like 100 plus 5-star reviews. I mean, our quality, we hire the best painters. We provide the best paint. But still, dude, we have people who just refuse to pay on the back end.
That's just insane.
I mean, it's up over $100,000 at this point.
Yeah. Dude, that's the type of stuff that really hurts businesses, right? Is you go through all the production, you do everything, and customers just refuse to pay. And that's like, dude, that is a reality, an unfortunate reality, but a reality, right? As you continuously grow, you'll run into more and more headaches and things like that. And if you don't have the right structure set up, dude, it could kill you. It genuinely could kill you.
100%.
And I know you ran into that too, dude. Like, man, I remember one month you called me, FaceTime me. I think it was March or April. You FaceTime me running off of like a $400,000 month. And then the next month it was like, what's going on? Like it was just wild, right? And then I know that's when you kind of had that pivot of like, dude, if I didn't put my money into the right things, you probably would not be in business right now, right? Like, man, I was just on a call with someone not too long ago, and he's like, hey, like I got $6K. Do I put it towards getting a new truck or do I put it in marketing? And I'm like, marketing, like. You know what I mean? Like that's the asset. That's what's going to get you more. And then as you continue to do that, that's when you can get the new truck. Like a new truck's not going to make or break your company, but marketing will, leads will, sales will.
That's exactly right.
And
the unfortunate part too is how many people come to us in a terrible position, but look great on the outside. It's like, it's almost, I couldn't even believe it. Companies that are coming to us that we all know, it's like, dude, they are in a terrible financial situation. But look, it's not, I think that's fantastic. It's like we did what we're good at. We built a business. We went out, we networked, we talked to customers, we used our enthusiasm and we built a business. But we're not necessarily CPAs or CFOs. And so, dude, one of the first things we implement is like, hey, do you collect 50% deposits? And it's not like we're business advisors, but it's just a question that we ask because, dude, it almost fixes all problems in the short term. It's almost like, boom, like we have a customer that I think you actually sent him to me, and he was collecting, I think, like 15% deposits or something. As soon as he came to us, we got him funding. It was a healthy amount, but we managed it from the get-go, did all the right things. Google, SEO, bump up your ad spend, put the ad out for sales rep, just everything we went over. And then immediately he started collecting 50% deposits. He calls me every day. Dude, I got another 50%, got another 50%. And then because he had a big fear in it. He's like, man, I don't think I can do that. People are going to think I'm a scam. And then every Monday now, Lucas, we talk, hey, where's your cash flow at? He's like, somehow, dude, he's like, I'm way higher than I feel like I should be. I'm like, yeah, dude, you solved the problem. Like 50% deposits solve your problem. Some people look at it as like the 50% deposit covers my job costs. I don't look at it that way. I look at it, the first 50% is my money. The second 50% covers materials and labor, So nobody gets paid in my organization until they collect checks or finish the job,
Yeah.
So I think it's just, pay yourself first and collect 50% deposits. And it's amazing what good turnaround.
So in, some states, obviously there's different regulations on deposits, right? I think it's California. It's 10% or up to $1,000 or something like that. What would you recommend for someone in like a state like that doesn't allow for 50% deposits?
So there are, okay, my stance here is 100% never use, this is going to be controversial. People are going to say, oh, this guy's an idiot. I don't really care. Don't use your money. Once you get to a certain point, don't use your money to run your business. if there is an institution or bank out there that will let you borrow their money to put that in, let's say, in the course of, let's say it's a $50,000 job. You can only collect $1,000. It's like I am pulling from a line of credit, or I am pulling from a business credit card or some kind of source to where I'm not putting my own money on the line. Because, Lucas, I have been screwed by putting my own money on the line. I put $7,000 into a job to buy all the materials on the front end of the job. It's a $14,000 job. They decide not to pay me anything. I just lost all my money. So I'm in the boat now where it's like, dude, I'm just not going to do it, man.
Yeah.
If I have a massive job that comes up, I have multiple lines of credit that are fantastic rates. I am pulling from a line of credit, and I will repay that just like I would repay a Sherwin-Williams line of credit or anything else. But my money is now staunchly my money. I'm not putting my family at risk. I'm not pulling from my savings account. I am utilizing outside resources, even if it costs me a percentage, to maintain my comfortability.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, especially, where people are working for like general contractors and things like that, where there's like a net 30, 60, I've even seen net 90, right? And to me, like, that is just insane. So I could definitely see the benefit of using, other people's money to fund that. Because if you take on 2-3 jobs like that a month, and if you're only getting paid 3 months down the line, it's like that cash flow really gets attacked. And then you can't use that money to invest into other. But what I love about you and Nationwide Funding Solutions is ultimately you're doing it for the right reasons. Like, I mean, we've sent clients that, like, or even people in the industry that are struggling in terms of cash flow, right? Like I said, you get caught up in a few general contracting jobs. Sounds great on paper, then it's a net 90, right? And you're kind of like stuck in cash flow. So, man, I know that you're working with a few people we work with too, and it's incredible the level of service and care you provide. It's not just the funding, but you also provide coaching. You also provide the support. And people aren't realizing, like,
we don't charge $1 for that either.
Yeah, exactly. And you're just doing that out of the kindness of your heart. And I know that you're helping, other people in the industry, like, get started up too, like in different states, like launching a painting business because they've seen your success. And it's just incredible to see what you're doing, dude. And I mean, look, I'm huge on impact. And if a cash injection could save a business, I am all for it. I think, financial institutions have negative reputations, but if you're doing it for the right reason, no matter what you're doing, you're doing it for the right reason, right? Whether that's...
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you, though. There is a lot of negative connotations about financial institutions. I will also tell you that I used to say we're not for everybody, but since we offered the coaching, if you'll let us guide you along, we are for everybody. But dude, I agree. It's like, if you're not going to manage this money well, then I wouldn't take it. It's like, you have to be committed to doing it for the right reasons. And I will tell you this too, unfortunately, it is a 50-50 split. 50% of the people that come to us, they can't make payroll, and we can get people funded in less than 24 hours. If we have all the information we need, we can get you funded in 2 hours. I got a guy $250,000 this past week in 2 hours. So we can move very quickly. Our underwriting is in-house. We immediately start to look at deals, and our lead flow is starting to become pretty heavy. So we've hired, like Steve is our in-house underwriter, and we have back-end office that are fielding calls. But also know this, Lucas, I have to do what's called syndication on every single deal that I fund. A syndication means, since this is untraditional institutions, I have to put my money on every single deal that we fund. Every single deal. If I get you $100,000, I have to put minimum of 10%, sometimes 15%, depending on the file, of my own personal money into that deal. It says to the institution, okay, if he wouldn't invest his money, then why would we invest our money? They require skin in the game on every deal that I do.
Interesting.
So it's in my best interest to manage those funds with the lender or with the merchant who lent the money, right? Or who I lent the money to, which is why we do the coaching. But if they default, if they don't pay that loan, it comes directly out of my pocket,
Yeah. Yeah.
People think, oh, he's trying to make all this money doing the lending. It's the exact opposite. We lend our money on every single deal. Now, long term, hopefully it pays off, but it's not like we're raking in cash hand over fist on the front end on all this.
Yeah. Yeah. No, dude, I like it a lot, like what you're doing, man. I mean, even just like if someone isn't applicable for a fund, even they can come to you and you can still point them in the right direction of like, you need this, you need this, you need this, you need this. And you're talking about like the coaching for like $0. I mean, it's just incredible. But what I really like that you do, dude, is like I said, you're doing it for the right reason. You ran into this huge issue in your business and you notice like this is probably something that goes on in so many businesses that look so beautiful from the outside, but inside, like it's a mess, you know, and like providing that level of support and care and just like advice on an in-depth basis on a one-to-one consultation or whatever. It's just really, really great. And let me ask you, dude, like what's like the most common situation you see people coming to you for help with? And then how do you provide that level of support to put them in the right direction? Hey, real quick, before we get back into the video, if you are running a painting, an epoxy, or a concrete coating business and you're saying to yourself right now, Lucas, I am done playing it small. Lucas, I am hungry and I'm ready to grow and I'm ready to scale my business this year, then listen up. If you want my team and I to help you fix that, if you want more qualified leads into your sales pipeline, if you want more high intent appointments into your sales calendar, and if you want more high ticket jobs, shoot me a quick text at 602-833-5079 and I will personally reach out and set up a game plan to help you turn your yearly revenue into your monthly revenue and help you dominate and scale your business right now. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. I appreciate you tuning in and I look forward to helping you scale your business this year. Let's go.
The most common thing we see, like, I'm not going to abuse any names, obviously, but there's a local builder we have, and he does millions and millions a year, sometimes millions a month. But he came to us and he is such an eager entrepreneur. He's on fire constantly. He's building these massive, unbelievable homes. This dude is an absolute stud. He's one of the best builders I've seen, and he's a young guy, and like he's insane. The projects that we're doing. I mean, we're working on a $30 million development deal with this guy. You know, we also do land development as well and land acquisition. So we're almost to the finish line on that. But he's got all these other projects that he's doing. And it's like, it is very difficult if he has, I think he has 7 projects right now. These are spec homes, ground up spec home builds. Like the land is $1 million, you know, the build is $1 million, or maybe the land's $500,000, the build is $1 million. Now he'll sell it for $3.5 million, but carrying costs. It's very expensive to carry these jobs. So he'll come to me and, you know, he'll say, hey, I need money. Also, I'll tell you this. People that come to me and say, hey, I need money right now. Like, I need money like yesterday. Obviously, you're going to pay to have a super expedited form of cash injection. If you come to me and say, hey, I think I'm going to run into a pinch in 30 days, or if it's not even a pinch, I think I could use a little money to carry me through the winter. Like, can we work something out over the next 30 days? If I have time on my side, I can get fantastic rates. If you come to me and say, I need money right this second, the rates may not be perfect right when we get it, but we can continue to work those rates down and consolidate and get fantastic bank term rates. Anyways, it's usually people that get into a pinch. Entrepreneurs are they can be overzealous at times, take on a little bit more than they can chew, and they need carrying costs. That's 50% of it. The other 50% is the people that have been in business for a couple of years. They're doing fantastic in their business, but they cannot get to the next level. I would say this is almost 60% of the people. They are just right at that point where it's like, man, what am I doing wrong? I can't get to the place where I'm seeing all these trucks on the road and you know, steady streams, and finally I have freedom. And that is where cash injection at just the right time, it changes the game. People say, you know, it doesn't take money to make money. I'll be honest, man. I've done it for a long time in both ways. When I have access to capital, I dominate, just like we have. If you're trying to bootstrap everything, dude, it'll take you 10 times longer to get to where you need to be. So cash injection at the right time, all of a sudden they can hire the right people. They're putting the money to use. And we have seen exceptional results just in like a month for people that take the money, put the money in the right place, and they kind of take their business to the next level.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I love it, man. And I think that's a big component, dude, of like digging your well before you go thirsty. And if you think you're going to be in a pinch, or winter slows down usually and you want to double up on marketing and stuff like that, there could be that potential cash flow, and at least having your ducks in order before they can become an issue is really great, so you can have like the best rates possible, of course, but
100%.
yeah, like if you're considering getting a loan, I mean, I would definitely talk to Ryan. Like he's not gonna hard sell you on anything. What he's gonna do is provide like just plain facts and provide like really great advice. And if you see a loan is a good opportunity for you and you think it's right for you, then so be it. If you don't think it's going to be something, but he's still going to provide you with all the level of support and everything you need to put you in the right direction. So, I'm a big advocate of obviously Ryan himself, but the reasoning of why he's doing his stuff, and we know a few clients that work with him, and it's only been great feedback. And like I said, the coaching is just an extra supplement to that, right? And having someone give you that level of advice and give you that, hey, you actually don't need this, you should go for this instead, is really, really awesome. Because as entrepreneurs, again, like you said, in explosive growth periods, you have this huge cash boom and you're like, oh my God, I want to get this boat or this jet ski or take my family on a vacation. And then in reality, it's like all that's going to material and production and things like that, which
that's 100% right.
It's temporary. Yeah.
It also makes you think, how do big businesses manage themselves? They have sometimes a board of directors, a CFO. They take themselves out of the position to draw from the company's assets. That you understand what I'm saying? They basically force themselves out where, let's say if me and you go out to lunch, I take that business card and I spend $2,000 to buy 20 people lunch or whatever. They take themselves out of the position to do that. You almost have to do that on a smaller scale within your own organization, which is just self-control. It's like put the business first for a few years or 3 or 4, and you have something that provides forever. Put the right money in the right places at the right times, and it's gonna be exceptional. But yeah, I think we will tell you also if you're a good fit.
Yeah.
There is not a soul on this earth that I'm gonna lend money to if I see that, like, there's another part of the business that's default acquisition. People that have gotten themselves into terrible positions. You're not making any money. You want to sell your company. We have a side of the business that will purchase your business. But it's like the cases that we solve are people that you deal with, Lucas, right?
Yeah.
You have money for marketing. You probably do $100,000+ in revenue a month. You have a CPA or some kind of accounting. You're filing your taxes. It's like we teach people to do that if they're not doing it, but we're going to tell you very early on if we think there are ways that you can avoid maybe getting funding if you're not really ready for the growth that we think is required for you to do that. Or if we think, it takes like 5 minutes, and a lot of times we'll just start people off with like a starter. It's like, hey, dude, if you need, we'll give you $100,000 and let's put it in the right places and it'll sustain you through the winter. You can ramp up your marketing, all this kind of stuff we talked about. Or there's some people that say, look, I need 500, I need $1 million. We can go up to 5 million SBA loans, bridge loans, traditional bank term loans, DSCR loans for rental properties, MCA loans, which are revenue-based loans. We have a book, lines of credit, traditional and non-traditional. So we have every resource that's available.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it, dude. I mean, look, I know, like there was a situation that I presented to you where, someone got a loan and it was like, I think it was like a 80,000 initial cash injection or something like that. But then with interest rates, it ended up being like 130 or some like ridiculous, like 50,000 in interest rates or some just insane. And that was on a weekly payback schedule. And it's like when those 4K a week payback schedules hit and just keep hitting, it's like, Man, that is extremely, extremely tough. And then you start, really, really doubting it, and you start having those mindsets and things like that that really like affect your growth. Um, and then after getting introduced to you, I know that you put him on the right path, and you helped do some, like, I think it was, he said, like a reverse consolidation or whatever that heck that financial lingo is. But I know that it has definitely been impactful for him and has relieved a lot of that stress. And I think, look, like we're not here to sell you, or Ryan's not here to sell you. He's here to help, right? If you're going through something like,
I will talk you out of it more than I'll talk you into it.
yeah, exactly.
But like you said on that one loan right there are ways where that's not a terrible deal. There are certain, that's not like unheard of, and that's not terrible if you put it to use correctly. If you borrow that money and you're just sitting on it and expecting, this to just kind of carry you, that's not a great deal.
Yeah.
But, that's why I don't like lending money if people are not going to help me. I'm not going to be your accountant. I'm just going to help you manage the funds on a weekly basis. Let's talk. Like, I talk to all the people that I lend to on almost a daily basis. It's just like we text, we send videos back and forth to each other. The best things that I like to do, even the guy that you sent me not too long ago, like he sends me videos and like of the freedom that he's buying himself. It's friggin' fantastic. Like he'll send me videos of him at the gym at times that, most people aren't able to go to the gym, or videos of him on the golf course. And it's like, it's just him. And he's like, it's just me out here, But I have bought the freedom where now it's like, I can go be on the golf course in the middle of the day.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Like what I like about you, dude, is it's not like you don't have anything to gain from helping, but what you want to do is help, right? So if you're in a bad situation for cash and you're looking for someone just to like, even just, you feel like you're struggling, you feel like you're drowning in bills, you feel like it's just like, man, my business is about to collapse or whatever, or you think that in the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, you might run into some issues. I mean, definitely reach out to Ryan, even if it's just like, just to connect with him and learn about like what you can do in your current situation. I'd highly recommend, reaching out to Ryan and his team at Nationwide Funding Solutions, because at the end of the day, we're all business owners. We all make mistakes. We're all freaking human. And if we don't manage the money and the cash properly, it really could be the nail in the coffin of our business. And we really have to be careful, especially heading into these winter months where it's like things naturally get slower. We have to be very, very cautious with what we do and how we spend our money, and what essentially we're doing on a day-to-day. And I think even just a discovery call with Ryan and his team can really just open up your eyes, and you can understand like, hey, this situation you're in, no matter how bad it is, it really isn't that bad, and you can get out of it with this right approach. And I think that's what Ryan's exceptional at, is putting people in the right direction, helping. So I know that this venture is really, really exciting, and you're doing great things, but I know you're doing it for the right reason, and that's why we're here together. So
I appreciate it, man. I mean, it's fantastic to work with you on that sense. And I hear the passion every time you call me too. It's like I said, we're never pushy ever. This isn't my main source of revenue. It's like I have a fantastic painting company that's crushing it. This is the way I feel that I help people, but it's like, hey, dude, every time you call me, it's like, hey, man, this guy's in a pinch. Like he's struggling to make his payments or whatever. Like, can I schedule a call? And it's like, absolutely, dude. It's like, let's work with it.
Let's see how we can help. Yeah. And Ryan's also going to be at PaintCon with his team of Paint Pro and also Nationwide Funding Solutions. So if you guys are coming to PaintCon and you want some help or some advice on, just different ideas for like really how you can get out of a sticky situation or how you can prevent a sticky situation from happening in the first place, definitely connect with Ryan, because he's an amazing person. He's very, very highly successful painting business owner, but all around, he's just a great dude. So definitely connect with Ryan. And Ryan, in case someone's not coming to PaintCon, which I don't know why someone wouldn't come to PaintCon, but if you are coming to PaintCon, connect with person. If you aren't coming to PaintCon, number one, come to PaintCon, and number two, if you can't make it, how can people get in touch with you, Ryan?
So getfundedhere.com is our website. So that makes it super easy. You can go on there and kind of see some of our success and some of the loan terms and stuff like that. Getfundedhere.com. Obviously, you can reach out and connect with me. We're on Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. And I really like what you pointed to earlier. It'll kind of show, I think, our authenticity. If you just have questions or want to talk, it's like, dude, I'm here, not someone on my team. I'm available. I'm available to chat over your current situation. Even if you're not in a position for a loan and you just want to talk like, hey, what are you doing inside your painting business to avoid this pitfall or that? Every single person that we lend to as well, a lot of them are contractors or painting contractors in the space. I allow them to come on and join our weekly production meetings so they can kind of see the efficiencies that we use. And a lot of times that solves a lot of little problems too. We go over AR, it just kind of shows you like how in depth I think you should be running a business. So reach out anytime. Getfundedhere.com is our domain.
Love it. Love it, guys. If you're curious to know what Ryan does, definitely reach out to him. Again, it's not going to be some pressure sale. It's just going to be a discovery call to see like where you're at, where you can be, and if there's a possible solution to help you grow, which Ryan says there's always a solution. No matter how bad it is or how stressed out you are, how feeling bogged down you are, there's always a solution. Even if that's just pointing you in the right direction and not a direct, find, but there's always a solution. So guys, thank you so much for listening. Definitely reach out to Ryan if you have any questions. We're going to drop the links in the podcast, whether you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify or Apple, whatever. We're going to have the links to reach out to Ryan directly. And again, even if it's just a discovery call and you just want to connect and just have some feedback from someone who's really in the industry and who's likely gone through what you're going through, definitely reach out to Ryan. So brother, I appreciate you so much for sharing, and I'm excited to hang out with you at PaintCon, dude.
Thank you so much, Lucas. I am too, man. I just made a little video yesterday about how fired up I am. So yeah, dude, it's going to be fantastic. And thanks for the time here.
Absolutely, dude. Have a good one, Ryan.
All right, brother. Take care.